Melbourne, Australia, founder of Breath Universe, and then have been meditating from past, from my childhood, and then with PSSM from past 25 years, and have been teaching meditation for almost 20 years now across the globe. That's me. And then our today's guest is Amulya from India. She is a creative director at PMC Hindi, co-founder of Sensai, Carnatic classical singer, dancer, and a meditator for the past decade. So she is taking forward this music meditation to the world, which is one of the Patriji's close to heart space, I would say, because whenever he starts meditation, and that's our favorite thing too, without him playing the flute, the meditation was not always. I myself used to attend all DMCs at 6 a.m. even as a teenager, who wants to catch extra sleep. No, used to get up early in the morning because one more big motivation is music. And Amulya, thank you so much for accepting this, and then we welcome you to this Infinity program. As she said, it'll be in two parts. One is half an hour meditation and then interactive session. Before that, I'm not sure, maybe I think we have interacted once through one of these online programs long ago, if I remember correctly. But thing is, I had a pretty good interaction and friendship with Shastri sir. We both I came from Australia, and then we both were met in a first Ladakh trip when we went, and we really had amazing time. And then always used to interact with him. Is like one such greatest master that I have ever met in my life. Still remember the smile. I know we need to start meditation, but I want to say this: we went to in Ladakh, we've been to this lake called Pangong Lake, which is on highest altitude. So some of your Sensai friends like Soumya is well known to me as well, because she was on the trip from Sensai team. So he always used to hang out with this, teenagers. He loves that. So, as you know, so we went to that lake, and then it was freezing cold, freezing cold. We couldn't even put our feet in. Okay. Then he said, come, Hari, let's go take a dip. I said, this is freezing cold. I'm not getting in. He's like, come on, you can do it. I said, no, I'm not coming in. Even you can't go in. Even if you go in, within 10 seconds, you can come in. Oh, really? Took off his shirt, and then he went in deep neck, and then he stayed there for around 2 minutes. I was like, oh my God, sir, nothing happens. You also come. It's like, I can't do it. I agree that you are a great master. So I really had wonderful moments with him, and then I still remember his smile. I'm sure he's there whenever I think of him. I still feel that, so fresh. I spoke to him just a week before that he vacated his body, and still he was talking about some program or the call. So it was very dear to me, and then that gives me immense pleasure to interact with you in one way as well, as I can see him through you today in this session is what I'm thinking. So thank you so much. And without taking much time, so I request you to conduct meditation for about probably 20 to 30 minutes. In the interest of time, probably 20-25 minutes, and then we'll interact. Okay.
Thank you, Hari sir. Thank you for this beautiful remembrance, and welcome everyone to this Infinity program. There's no thank you for inviting, because it's all ours. This is our program. So there's no inviting and there's no acceptance. But this is our responsibility to make sure that the message reaches more people, and whatever way, whatever name we give to it, we know we're all saying the same thing. Thank you, Mangla ma'am, for beautiful singing. I've heard you for the first time. Wonderful hearing you singing a bhajan.
So this program, the uniqueness of this program is it's an interactive session. It's a kind of an interview. We'll try to uh, make it interesting with the questions and see how it goes. So basically, it is about getting to know the master, and then about how you came into this journey and things like that. So with that, I'll start with again where I ended with my bond with your father. Now I would like to ask, what's your father's role in this journey? Like, what sort of influence that he had in your journey? Did you start first, or he started and introduced you? How did it start?
So, my father was going through a neurological challenge because of which he used to have blood clots in his brain. It's a very severe problem for which he used to be on heavy dosage of steroids. We had tried, like obviously the neurologist suggests yoga and meditation. So other than yoga, my like our whole family is mostly is together in every activity that we do. So we did a meditation called Sahaj Prakriti meditation, which is a lot based on chanting. So we all as a family collectively, because my sister was also going through a migraine, I also was just like, okay, I wanted to know about myself. I wanted to know deeper. It was about in my 7th standard. And my father, and we all 4 of us used to go. And we did that for 2 years, but we didn't reap any benefits as such because we grew the guru, but we were not feeling anything different. So here again, so in a business meeting, my father got to know about Anapanasati meditation through Mahesh Malu, who lives in Nagpur. And he got to know about the technique in his business meeting, and he came back home from Nagpur. And he was telling us about it, and he was like, they got some magazine called Spiritual India and all of that. And obviously we never paid much attention because we didn't want to get into anything more after our last experience. We like, no babas, no gurus, no chanting, no nothing, all of that. But there was a severe situation when my father had to go to meditation center. So when he saw that magazine, he looked at the meditation center that's close by. That was Inderpur. That's the only meditation center in Delhi. And he went there, and the first day itself, he started feeling a lot of change. There was a brightness in his face because of so much dosage of medicines, and it's been a very stressful job. And we never saw a smile on his face. His face was very dull. But that one time he went to the meditation center and came back home, there was a bright. My mom was very, very surprised as to what did you like, how was the meditation, on those sort of questions. And then onwards, me and my mother, me and my father, all of us, 3 of us went to the meditation center and started practicing meditation, but I was not sincerely doing it. He has an influence, but we never are forced into anything. So it's always, do you want to do it? And I would say yes or no. So neither my mom or my father, both have never forced me into doing anything. Even my career, even my choice of my partner, and no matter what it is, it's always your choice. So yeah. That's how we started meditation.
Excellent. So everything started together always, and then collectively. So that's a great thing. So now, how about Patriji? Like, what influence of Patriji is on you in terms of, what's he to you?
From the start, actually, because again, like our experience we never wanted, it's never been like a guru and a shishya. It's always been friends. Always. So even many meditators around, pyramid masters around us used to think, how are you so friendly with sir? You ask him any question and he's so chill with you. He's like himself. Like he's very raw. He laughs a lot, even to his last stages when no one saw any reaction on his face because he was neutral faced. When we used to enter the room and I don't know, something that would make him laugh a lot. And he used to stop himself. Like he laugh too much. So so we used to create an environment so that he's not so serious and he's always been a friend. So no matter whichever phase in my life I was, because at that time I was in my 10th standard. That's when I started meditation. So for me, what should I do in my after 12th? It was a big joke because sir was like, become an actor. I'm like, sir, what are you saying? And then suddenly he's like, be a drama queen. I'm like, So don't play with me. I'm really confused. Then I thought, and I picked up architecture because I thought, okay, I'll build Delhi's pyramid. So I very sincerely started like going for classes for BARC to get into competitive this thing. And when I I was so determined, 2 months of it, and my dad used to drop me to my classes, and I asked, and on a call with Patri sir, I said, "Sir, you know what? I'm taking architecture classes. I'm gonna build Delhi's pyramid." He's like, "Delhi's pyramid, and you're gonna build Delhi's pyramid." I'm like, "But sir, I'm really taking coaching for it." He's like, "Hmm," and then he didn't say anything. I was like, "What's the point if I'm not building a pyramid, or what's the point of doing? I don't want to build pretty buildings or pretty homes." So I left that, and yeah, so every stage, even when it came to uh, when I said I wanted to, when I was in Pune, actually, I'll share this experience. So I was studying my MBA in Pune. It was in 2017. So I was obviously deep into meditation. So whenever in Pune, all the masters I used to be connected with, I was like, any classes that are there. My college was way far from Pune, but it took me 2 hours to come to the city. But I was like, I will do that and even miss classes if need be. But I have to do prachar. I need to do any prachar, anything that I'm of help, I would like to do. And I did that for 2 years. Joshi sir, Himangi Belsare, Rahul Belsare, all of them were involved. They used to tell me whenever any class used to be there. So, but I felt this kind of a loneliness in because it was on top of a hill. Everyone was into partying because in MBA, everyone's into networking, partying, having alcohol. Um, and no one would talk about spirituality, meditation. No one cared about it. And yes, I knew about it, that I have come for myself. I have come here. I wanted to definitely earn more money so that I can help spirituality. That's why I wanted to do an MBA. Otherwise, I was doing pretty fine in my job. But there was some kind of a loneliness, and I'd called Patri sir. I was like, "Sir, I'm not finding people like me here." And he gave up a long pause, and then he said, "You're not there to create, to find people like you. You're here to create people like you." So that was it. So right after that thought he shared, and because at least in these master courses, and when it's so competitive, people don't publicly share what's their secret to their sauce, you know. So so individually, obviously, I was very vocal about me being a meditator. So I asked people, like, if anyone's interested in meditation, you can come forward. You can just message me, and I'll do a one-on-one meditation session with you. Like that, we create like a secret group in college, and where we call it like Inner Peace, because no name, nothing related to any organization. So Inner Peace, and like that, around 10 to 12 people, 13 people were interested, and we started. So that, and even this last stage of mine, when I think mine is the last wedding before Patriji vacated his body in PSSM. And I remember when like Abhishek used to play Mridangam with Patriji also on Mahayog Dhyankum stage. And there was this last point when we had come to Bangalore, and like there was an office, we are running PMC Hindi office where there are about 20 people here, and we had booked, because we felt like wanted to meet sir, we took a 2 a.m. flight and we came to Bangalore because he was in that 40 days, that whole stage, you know, that whole meditation was going on. And we're like, okay, so we're leaving tomorrow then. And he's like, leaving? No, you stay for 4 more days. And then 4 more days, and we booked our ticket. And then, okay, we're like, okay, sir, 4 more days. Okay, cool. We were working out of there only, and like making food for sir and pressing his feet and all of that. Then again, 4 days. Then just we need to leave next day. And we're like, sir, okay, we've booked the flight. We're leaving tomorrow. He's like, no, you stay for 4 more days. Like that, he made us stay for 2.5, 3 weeks in Bangalore. And everyone's shocked. They're like, why are these guys not leaving? We're like, we have no other choice. Sirs asked us to stay. And it was so much fun. We made noodles for him, pav bhaji. Yeah, so he like really, like sandwich. Now, what do you want to feel like? All the childlike cravings that sir has, we've made it. And like, yeah, it's a joy.
No, he's one amazing person. So fortunate to be, when you say that, he's if we really, see him through the right eyes, everyone will find a friend in him. and
Even
the
actually, I was
way.
sharing that last bit. I forgot to mention that when I had told him that when we were in Bangalore, I told him, sir, you know about Abhishek, right? So I'm planning to marry him.
Mm,
He's like, this is the marriage I've been waiting for. He's like, And I remember when and it was Buddha Purnima. I don't know. First of all, we were not even thinking. First, my life wish was pyramid marriage, but because his family is very religious,
mm,
so I sort of was like, okay, whatever you say for this time.
mm,
So I left my hopes.
mm,
Suddenly, Girija ma'am, because Buddha Purnima was coming up in that next month. I was getting married in June, and we were in April at that point. And Girija ma'am's like, why don't you come to Buddha Purnima and do a pyramid marriage here? And my mom and I were just like, why did we not think of this? And and then we were like, yes, let's do this. And then we obviously asked Patri sir, and he's like, come on, come. A lot of a lot of marriages were lined up then. So we're like,
yeah,
okay, if we get a chance, we'll do it. Otherwise,
yeah.
And I remember sir was on stage. All the marriages, he never spoke anything on stage.
Mm,
You can see, actually, if you type it on YouTube, you'll
mm,
find pyramid marriage in PSSM or something. You'll find that on that PSSM channel, YouTube channel. You'll find that marriage
mm.
link also. It's funny, like how he asked us, why did you choose him? Why did she choose you? And he's like, finally, my job's done. It's like, that feeling when he did the work that his friend had to do.
Yes,
Like my
yes,
dad wasn't
exactly.
there for my marriage. And like that, that, like,
Yes, yes, absolutely.
I've sent him earlier,
Mm,
to do the job,
mm.
but, but I'm here, that kind of, it was such a subtle moment when he was
Yes,
like, I'm there for you.
yes.
I know I sent him early, but that kind of feeling. I was like, that's it,
Mm.
man. I don't need anything.
No,
Because
absolutely.
it's such a subtle thing to say. It's just like, this is what I've been waiting for,
Yes,
and I've done my job,
yes. Yes. See,
duty.
he took that responsibility. Obviously, even though he didn't say before or upfront that he's there. That moment has been created. So definitely, it's a fortunate moment for you. And then I always say, like, the way that he gives the messages and shows the warmth or love, he never takes back. He's complete. He's full. When he gives a message, there are no questions left. I mean, it's a full thing. There's no confusion. It hits the bullseye. Uh, so that's really great and fortunate. Um, Now on another part, let's come to your core. I don't know, core strength or the music and art. How did music and art enter your life, and when did this music and art met meditation?
Beautiful question. So being in a South Indian household, music or culture or art is a very natural part of it. So my mom used to play the veena before her marriage, and we always had a veena in the house. But after her marriage, she never picked it up much. But she made sure that me and Alekhya were always into music or dance.
Hmm.
So I and Alekhya both learned Carnatic music, along with my cousin also for that matter. We learned Carnatic music and classical dance, Kuchipudi dance. So close by, when we used to live in Delhi or in Bombay, we were always, going to classes. So Alekhya even learned the piano. I learned Western dance, Carnatic music, classical dance, everything, that has always been a part of our thing. But obviously, left to your own, what else you want to do? Do you want to take it up as a career? Do you want to do it seriously? That's your call. So Alekhya obviously didn't pick up Carnatic music. I picked it up, and she picked up classical dance. So yes, I've been always been trained. First was from my mother, and then I went to a formal teacher when we were in Bombay, and then we shifted to Delhi. We did a lot of shifting from Bombay, Delhi,
Hmm.
and finally we settled in Delhi. And I had a teacher for about 12 years. I was trained, and she has really brought. Her name is Jalaja Raju. She lives in Bangalore right now, and she really instilled that humility, very core values, not just the musical part, but how you carry your music, where your music comes from, a lot of that has been something that she's brought that in me. So I feel very proud not learning from these performing artists of any kind, but she herself was doing wonderful in the field. And so I used to go for competitions. I used to go because in part of the culture of music, you always have to, present yourself, not just learn in the room, but present it. So we used to go for I used to go for competitions, go for stage performances, because she's a Kannada teacher, so a lot of Kannada sabhas I used to attend. But within me, there was always this question, because I was in a Christian school and I'm a Hindu. So at home, because before meditation, we were doing pujas. And my father, because my mom and dad, both are Brahmins, and we used to do Ganesh Chaturthi celebration, or, any festival that comes, Ugadi, all of that, we used to get involved in it. But again, no one knew why we're doing it. We're doing it because we're supposed to do it, and it's part of our culture. But I was in a Christian school, and because I'm into music, so I used to sing Christmas carols, sing hymns, and all of that. So I used to be very confused as a child. What is religion? So being in a Christian school, I've always been in a Christian school. So that kind of understanding of what is religion, why is there a division in Hinduism itself? Why are there so many gods? Why is there another Jesus Christ and Mother Mary? So those kind of questions I used to ask, but I never used to get any answers. I used to get any bad dream. I used to get a lot of bad dreams as a child. I used to go to my mom's room, and my mom would say, say the Hanuman Chalisa. You can imagine the Hanuman in front of you, and he will give you strength. But I used to wonder, if I can't see them or touch them, then what's the point of them? If I feel them within, So I used to sing these as a musician. I used to attend these concerts, do it as a practice. But there was one point I remember in 11th or 12th standard, because I was fed up of music. Because I liked the music for the music's sake, but I never understood the purpose of it. Why am I singing these kritis? It's better I would sing Hindustani. At least they're talking about rain, sun, sadness, love, all of that. At least in Carnatic music, you're always doing like Krishna ka roop, his feet, his head, all of that, that mukut and all that. So I was very confused. But slowly, because again, like there was one point when I left music in this way, in a formal setup, and I started attracting friends who were into bands. So I joined a band called Trippy Sama, where we used to perform in public places. So we are a set of 10 people. One used to be Dhrupad, Hindustani, and I used to bring Carnatic music. There was African beats, and there was African percussions. Then there's, Dhrupad, Pakhavaj. Like that, we had about 10 people, and we used to perform. Again, I felt a little lost. Again, I started meditation, but I felt a little lost because I was not, again, finding any strong space. Then somewhere around in GCSs in 2012-13, I met Lakshmi Surateja, who is who's a student of Dr. Pantla Rama. She's a very big musician in the South. So she was apparently going through a similar phase. She's way ahead of me in music. And she was going through the same space where Patriji, like, he used to always ask me to sing on stage. And Patriji, despite when he was in Mona, he wrote to me and he said, your path is music meditation. Just follow it. But I was not ready. I couldn't connect with it at that point. He used to say it. I felt it. But I was like, I'm not so ahead in music that I can leave a guru completely. I felt like there's so much more to learn. And he's asking me to leave my guru. Leave the guru and follow my path, is what he said. But I was not ready yet. That's when I met Lakshmi Surateja at that point. And she was also going through a similar space. She lives in Vizag. And she brought this understanding of music in a very different sense, where she was making me very friendly with music. And obviously an advanced stage of music I was going into. And we went into the depth of each lyric. What did the lyric mean? Where did it come from? Connecting with each composition. So that was another phase for me, where I was connecting with every single note, where I started seeing things around me. So there was one point when I actually met Tyagaraja, Saint Tyagaraja. I met Kabir. through meditation, in my meditation. And that's what, there was one point, like I mentioned, that I disconnected with the form music. Formless I liked more than form music. And I remember at that point, Abhishek, my partner, told me that, why don't you go and perform in Delhi? No one knows about you and stuff. So I was like, हाँ ठीक है, okay, fine, all right. Then I sat into meditation before my sadhana. And when I sat, I saw a figure walking towards me. I was wondering, what is that figure? It was in the shadows. And so the figure walked towards me, and then I saw the form of Saint Tyagaraja, who is the Trinity of music, one of the Trinity, one of the gurus in the Trinity. And I'm like, okay, why are you in front of me? And he said, you took me very lightly. You've been taking me very lightly. And I said, yeah, I do. I do take you lightly. You tell me, what should I do about it? And then he said, you know what? Whenever you sing, I will flow through you. That's it. That is the essence of music and meditation. What does it mean? A musician is complete when he meditates, when he or she meditates, because what is written has a meaning, but it will only have the outer layer of it. You'll only sing the outer layer. You have a great voice. I had the power right now. I would sing a song and you would clap. I have the power. You will get the benefit of it, maybe 50% of it, but I won't, because I'm not singing through with my heart and singing in the complete form. So when the music met meditation, that's when it became complete. So when you can hear the song Kabir Chalisa. So Patriji asked me to compose, perform. This was during the lockdown period in 2020-21, when he said, I want Kabir Chalisa to come. So 40 verses of Kabir. And at that point, sir also was playing a lot with it. He's like, first he said Raga Malika, which means every single paragraph in a different raga. I composed it, and then he's like, no, not in multiple ragas. I want only one raga. So like that, we came up with the 40. So it really progressed. I really learned the way sir does not have the answers to everything, but he lets it flow. So he's not like sitting, he's not rigid with the form, I want it like this, because it's his song. Like, he's asking me to do it. But he gave so much freedom, and I chose to be guided by him. And he gave me the space. Even Abhishek and me together, we reached out to so many musicians, and everyone agreed to collaborate. So we had more than 7 to 8 musicians on this track performing. So it's about 25-minute, 40 verses of Kabir, hand-picked by Patriji, which verses to be picked. And so beautifully it has come. So, and I remember when we had gone to record this in the studio, we were just doing a rough patch recording for that. And I was sitting in meditation before, and Abhishek, I remember Abhishek was in the recording room, and I was outside just recording the patch. While I was meditating, suddenly my body became, I was sitting like this, and suddenly it became like a man, like I became like a different person. Like this, my body structure changed, my head became bigger, my body became a little bigger, and I became Kabir. And I was singing. I was like, and I didn't even know how to voice it, because I'm experiencing it. At that point, I couldn't even tell Abhishek, this is hello, this is Kabir here singing. It was interesting. It was so beautiful that you just need to really be. And the great beings, masters, are right there in front of us. They're here for us. We just need to connect. So that's the power of music and meditation. So as a meditator, you're able to connect with that music and present, so that whatever, for example, what is needed for you at that point, you're going through maybe a health problem. You could be going through a mental problem. You could be having a lot of thoughts in your mind. That frequency, that vibration just, finds itself and You're just an instrument and healing happens. Yeah.
That's really, really wonderful. Like, we got to do anything. You went to the roots of the music, not just like, periphery of it or for the sake of someone else. You really went to the
We're all
depth of
exploring. We're all exploring. And that's why
exactly.
Sir actually started Pyramid Music Meditation Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the last the project that he's opened up, and he handpicked and made sure that that it starts manifesting. So every November we have a music festival.
It's
Music
so.
meditation festival, like the dream. A music academy, like we know in Tamil Nadu there is a music academy. Here there's a pyramid music meditation academy. So everyone's really confused as to what is the need of a music academy, and then but when they come to Pyramid Valley and the musicians perform in the pyramid, they're like, this is, I have never experienced an audience like this before.
Mm,
I felt like I'm into a trance while performing.
mm. No, absolutely, I agree. Like, music and meditation is always like wonderful. Um, I don't think anyone and you're very fortunate as well to be in that space of because as a musician, I'm sure like I'm as an audience, I know how much joy that I have when someone is playing music and then I get the chance of meditating and I give that gratitude back. I'm sure that you're lucky and at the same time you're fortunate to be in that space of um, making many meditate as well. So that's really good. And now, probably coming back to the PMC Hindi that you're handling as well as a creative head, and what? Okay, tell your experience and what you're doing with PMC Hindi, and also uh, how is it being instrumental in taking music meditation forward?
So we used to observe how PMC Telugu really transformed PSSM, because we knew of Dhyanma Chakram before PMC and we know about Dhyanma Chakram after PMC. There's a huge change. And we were like always really in awe of, wow, we have our own office. When we visited PMC Telugu office at around in around 2019. Wow, what a beautiful office. All of us youngsters went and saw the office in Banjara Hills, and it was a dream. That the fact that we've always worked in the corporate, we know of an
Mm,
organization of firm, and here we see a two-floor office that is ours, our studio. So we're really so in awe of it. And because sir asked us, go see every single place, how it's made, what is done, all of that. And we remember 2019-20, sir has been telling us to, PMC Hindi, and we are always into English because we essentially
mm,
speak in English. Hindi is our, is an additional language we speak because we live in Delhi, or in Bombay we lived. So we're like, okay, we're living in our corporate jobs. My path was, I want to earn that's why I did an MBA, right? I want to earn a lot of money so that I can give it to PSSM, build pyramid projects. That has always been
mm,
why I did an MBA in the first place, why I went into corporate job, why I did strategy in ad agency. So that is where the path I was in. So I was like, yes, I will support it no matter. I had a media experience, I had media friends. So I was like, whatever knowledge resources are needed, I'll always keep providing it. And
mm,
2019-20, I remember I finished my MBA, I came back, started doing a job, did it for a year and a half. And then slowly, sir is taking it very seriously. So I remember when we came back from Vrindavan, sir sat, and at that point, dad was not even in the room. So
mm,
we're like, sir, you know what? Wait, he's talking about PMC. Let's just bring dad. He's like, no, not needed. So he was not needed in the project. It's a very subtle number of type of people who are the people in the room.
mm.
And he's like, this is the time now PMC Hindi has to become a satellite channel. Like, okay. Okay, because you've seen the scale of Telugu, the movement is very strong in the south.
Yeah.
So it's very easy for a Telugu channel to thrive
Yes.
because you already have a watch base. But in the north of India, at that point, we had very less meditation centers. Through Corona, the boom that happened through PMC Hindi, we have co-seen more than 150 to 200 centers just in a matter of 1 to 2 years through Hindi. Before that, we didn't. So the push was not very strong. We're like, okay, but sir has said it, it's pure surrender. We have got to do it. So while my office used to happen, I used to build all these YouTube videos, like these kind of Zooms. We used to, when the Zoom started, that's when we started. Like, at that point, we used to, like, sir, I remember I just finished a very important call, business call. I put the phone down and suddenly I get a call being like, Patri sir wants to talk to you. I'm like, yes, sir, please tell me. And then he's like, note down. I'm like, okay, yes, sir, I'm ready. And he's like, I want a 24-hour live. It's going to be called Digital International Yoga Day. It's going to be done on the yoga day. It's going to be 24 hours. I want 12-hour meditation, at 12-hour music, 12-hour wisdom sessions. I want this. Every single thing he told me what I need to do. And I'm like, then I brought everyone. I was like, Alikya, Nana, please come quickly. Sir is telling us to do this. And we need to bring the whole global together. Because obviously 12 hours of the global and 12 hours of this thing, because it's a 24-hour constant. So from bringing people from the whole of the US, I remember Europe, everyone came together. You know, all of us, we were all in this together. And that's actually, and the funniest thing is we did on PMC Hindi in English things. So we just so confused. Where is this headed? We're like, okay, sir has only told us to do English, mein karna hi padega. We can't do it in Hindi.
Yes.
So, okay, let's do this. So like that, slowly, then Sitayan happened. We started doing that, bringing that in Hindi through Saroja Gulapalli ma'am, like that. 1-1-1-1 program, Atma Ki Yatra, like that. Right now, it's the most watched program. So like that, there's a point when Alekha and I left our corporate jobs and we're like, okay, we're going to dedicate ourselves to this. And then we found an office during Corona time, and we were thinking of very small scale. But Padri was like, no, we need a very big office. Like, okay, sir. And where we live, it's a little high on expense in terms of, space and green park. So he's like, it's going to be very close to your house. And we're like, okay, we saw the space. And we're like, okay, sir, we don't even have money for the first month rent, literally. And but okay, we've got to do this. That's all. Then we started workshops. Then we started raising money for it. And I remember our first employee, and he's still with us right now, 2.5, 3 years now. And yeah, so like that, now we have more than 40 team members working in PMC Hindi. We have a TV team where we run a 24/7. Now we're running it. Since for the past 2 years, we are a satellite channel. We are running 24/7. We have more than 50 plus shows, television shows, where we're bringing people's experiences, people from other organizations, which is the core essence of PSSM, which is spiritual science, where we collaborate with other organizations and bring their wisdom too. Like the Transcendental Meditation, Chinmaya Mission. So many organizations have come together and they're coming on the platform. And PSSM is recognized. And people are so in awe of, they just love PSSM. We're introducing through PMC Hindi, we're introducing PSSM on a mass level. So we are distributing to 5 crore people through Tata Play, through Geo TV, through Geo, which is the largest network, City, Den, through the support of all meditators. This is purely crowdfunded in the name of limited company, but we are purely crowdfunded. Sir's vision is 70-80 crore people speak Hindi. Meditation has to reach these people. Madhur Hindi Bhasha is what he says. So beautiful, the language of Hindi, which is so beautifully, you're able to express spiritual science and present the wisdom in the most simplest way. We have recorded more than 20,000 experiences, and every city we go to, any master takes a class, we are recording experiences, and daily one experience is published, more than one experience is published. Yeah, it's such a, please, everyone who is watching this, please come and visit PMC Hindi. It's our office. Everyone sits and meditates together. We have daily morning meditation, 6 days a week office. morning meditation. Then we have longer meditations. Any master arrives, we have like a wisdom sharing session. Yeah, so there's so many, every walk of life person is into meditation. So when I mean television shows, the kind of shows that we are publishing are family content, kids content. Any kid, like it's a family channel. It's a lifestyle, spiritual lifestyle. So yeah, that's what the essence. That's what Patri sir always wanted, and he's guiding us. Like there's so many visions, so many ways in which we are seeing it. Patri ma'am is there. Pari and Parinita are also there. There's guidance from every single master. Dr. Newton, Dr. Lakshmi recently came, so we started a new show called the Swanubhav Show, where we invite people from other organizations. Through that, when they come to the office, obviously it's the bahana is they visit the office, see the pyramid. We make them meditate. We give them our literature, invite them to Mahayog Dhyan Kum in Rishikesh, because that way they're able to visit and see PSS. Because there's no organization that invites other people and gives them a stage, other than just giving them 5-minute stage performance. But here, the kind of respect you receive in PSSM, the kind of other we receive is not there anywhere. So that's what it is. Like how even PMC Telugu is doing that. They're inviting them to Dhyan Chakram. Like that in Hindi, we're inviting them to Mahayog Dhyan Kum Rishikesh. And this year it's going to happen in October, from 17th to 20th of October. So everyone watching, this is the largest festival that we have. We had it last in 2021 in the presence of Patriji. This year, Mahayog Dhyan Kum 7, we'll be having it in Rishikesh.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's a great work around PMC Hindi that you guys are doing, and then other activities. So that's a great brief. And one point that I really want to stress is like PSSM is one place where Patriji has embraced, never closed doors to any organization or anything. It is the only spiritual organization in the world which is open to any book, any kind of spiritual book. There is nothing like, only PSSM's book. I know how well, that's one thing that I miss from Patriji, where now today physically is like, as soon as I meet him, first thing he does is our favorite thing, write down a new book's name, and it's like, you know what, this is your next. So can't imagine how many books that he has introduced. And then I always used to wonder, like, he never felt insecure in introducing even some of the living gurus, you talk about. So embraced every organization. It's like, open your arms and then get knowledge everywhere. So that's wonderful work, by the way, from PMC Hindi. Great. Now, your last few questions, though. I know in any path there will be challenges. So as spirituality as well. I mean, people think when we market about meditation, we say like, you know what, meditate, everything will be all right. But this is also a path we need to walk. So it's about how we take challenges, but there will be challenges. So what sort of challenges that you have faced, and what's the biggest challenge, and how have you handled it in this path of spirituality?
Challenges in what way? When you're spreading meditation?
In spreading meditation, or even doing meditation, once you take for example, spirituality is this, what, as a spiritually inclined person and as a meditator, this is how I am, and then suddenly something hits the core of that understanding that we have, knowledge that all we have gained until that, what we have become at that point of time will be questioned at one point of time, any such kind of a challenge.
Yeah, that's actually come with PMC Hindi. The most toughest challenges was not even when my father vacated his body. Like death was something we embraced beautifully.
Yes.
And when he vacated, we were actually celebrating. So when Patri sir says death is a celebration, we truly felt that and experienced that. So death was not a challenge at all for us. But actually, when it came to PMC Hindi, because you had to bring it up bottom up. So there are a lot of questions from society. because a lot of people were not able to accept PSSM in this kind of a structure. So it took a lot of time. So we have always been in PSSM, always bringing PSSM to North India. And that has always been our mission. So that does not mean PMC Hindi is not separate from PSSM.
Yes.
That's because people who are joining, like I would say in the South, PSSM came first and then PMC came. However, in North India, PMC Hindi came first, then PSSM.
And then PSSM.
Yeah, so at that point, self-questioning happened a lot because a lot of people left PSSM at that point. There were a lot of low points in, low points, I would say, or rather challenge creation space when a lot of people were not able to accept what we were doing. Some sort of like a power game. There were people questioning us, questioning our thought processes because money is essential. So a lot of that kind of questioning happened. And we were determined because Sir has given us the work. It takes one step for us to go back to a corporate space. It will take one step. But we're not here for that. Our purpose is defined. We're going to do it no matter what. So despite there were a lot of backlashes from multiple places, we're like, no, we're going to do this. Even if we will have the highest of the highest targets, that we will raise 1,000 crores. 100 lakh crores. But we are going to do it because that's miraculous thinking. We will say those things and we will achieve it. Because we are here for universal cause. We are not going to get that money.
Yes.
That money is so that we can, the more money we have, the more we can reach people. Forget money. The more powerful thinking we have, miraculous thinking we have, we attract people like that. So abundance thinking was having a question because that's when it became even more stronger. The belief in the, in the movement in Patriji and PSSM became much more stronger. We're here for the cause. We're here for taking it forward. So after that, actually, we through PMC Hindi, we're actually not just a media channel. We're supporting more than 150 centers. Because again, like I mentioned, PMC Hindi came first and then PSSM came.
Then yes.
So Patriji literature, meditation literature, everything we provide through the company to every single center. So in Nepal, we have a center. Hong Kong, we have a center now. All of them have come through Hindi. Leicester City. You can hear the story from GK sir. Leicester City, people are already into meditation and then they get connected to PSSM. In Nepal, like I mentioned, Jammu and Kashmir, the corners in Assam. There's so many places that are just connected through the television channel again. So on the channel, we project. If you're here, start meditation. So on the channel, we have more than 12 hours of meditation. 10 to 12 hours of meditation. Some are guided, some are just Patriji's music meditation. So people are constantly, there are tickers that are playing.
Yeah.
And because so many people, like we have a show called Hello PMC, where people call up and ask their questions. So we have it about on every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 4 o'clock. People call. So it's a general calling number, right? So now when we're so shocked. Regions of UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, we have not even heard of these areas, these regions, pockets of those, and those people are calling, Bila, humne ye channel dekha. We are watching this channel and we want to start meditation. So we're meditating, but a lot of thoughts are coming. Those kind of, it's such a beautiful thing. People are getting to know, wo daddy wala sir kaun hai?
Absolutely.
So that's the beauty. That's what sir is trying to say. What does a television channel do?
That's right.
When he's saying Dhyan Jagat, how will it happen?
Only through this.
Through a mass medium. So because through Zoom, through these ways, all of the, would say a privileged class is watching.
Absolutely.
Those who have access. Those who don't have access to a mass medium. So that's what we are just doing what he's told. And we see the miracles are happening. We're just observing so many stories. It's just
totally. Agreed, because when all these channels and interviews and online blast came in, and then he used to show a lot of interest in technology, how to use Zoom and everything. But recently, post-COVID, when I started traveling and going to the crowd in person, I realized that a lot of meditators have come just through PMC. They never met Patriji. They never met even a pyramid master in person, but they're fully into meditation, having amazing experiences and amazing life. And there are people who are actually working to build pyramids on their own. You know, I see, like, it's amazing.
Mega pyramid is the right
Exactly,
example of that.
exactly. So it is absolutely he can. I mean, he is like he can foresee things. What he sees the full capability of anything, a person or a project. He sees the depth of it. So that's the beauty. And yeah, we are so fortunate. And the challenges, I hear you, fully hear you. It's an everyday thing. I've been teaching from 25 years in different platforms with universities. Has started by Patriji. Name was given by Patriji. So it's an everyday thing. So uh, as it gets bigger, be prepared for bigger challenges, and then let's have fun through this roller coaster ride. So that's great. I hear you. All right, so we are almost towards the end. So now, uh, what advice do you give if anyone want to start meditation and come into spirituality? Okay, why should one be spiritual? What advice do you have for any comment?
We're all many of us are quite satisfied with our lives. Either quite satisfied with our lives or quite busy in our lives. But there are always these innate questions within us that are never answered.
Mm, mm,
A lot of questions that are unanswered.
mm,
No one outside of us can give an answer to that. That's why meditation. Meditation is such a powerful tool that no matter what situation is there, you can handle it. Like disaster management, we're taught to face a disaster before a disaster happens. If there's an earthquake, go underneath the table. These are all evacuation methods through which we can face a situation. Similarly, meditation is such a tool. No matter what situation happens in your life, be it health, be it an adverse situation is death, be it a mental situation, be it relationship challenge. You have a way, a method in which you can connect with yourself. So that's why meditation, and the most easiest way in which you can connect is through the breath. That's why the breath, because there is no guru, there's no Baba, there's no external dependency of any kind. Patriji, again, for people who are new, he's not a god for us, but he's a guide. So like in any field that you enter, there is a guide. Like that, Patriji is a guide for us in the spiritual path.
yes.
So the more you attach, the more you are in pain. The more you detach, you're in freedom. So yes, start meditation now. So in any like this online program, you can start meditation. Those who want to start meditation in Hindi, we are in PMC Hindi, we're starting a program, the 6th edition of Master Bano. So it's a 21-day program in Hindi particularly, where we're introduced to 21 Patriji concepts. So anyone watching and have any family, relatives who speak Hindi can join Master Bano. As simple as just go on masterbano.pmchindi.com and you can start meditation. कोई भी हिंदी में देख रहा है तो हिंदी program join कर सकते हैं.
Yes, that's beautiful. So last but not least, are there any other new projects or exciting projects that you are looking forward for? Is there any space which is unexplored that you would like to explore, or you would see someone, that space is explored either by you or someone else, doesn't matter.
So any new project is a new thought. It comes from a new idea. So right now what we are going ahead and doing is, because after like Master Bano, we're doing a Master Bano training program. So we're training people to take sessions. Through the channel, we are getting mass level of people who are so driven because this is what they want to do. So we built like a training program, which is already happening right now. In jails, like in Bhopal jail, PMC Hindi plays on TV. In Navsari jail, PMC Hindi plays on TV. The Master Bano program plays on TV, so that any jailer who is, or a jailer, or a victim, or even the guard who's sitting there, everyone is watching it so that they're transformed. So that's what's happening. And yeah, so if anyone wants to support PMC Hindi, please come forward. So we have a society that supports PMC Hindi, a trust society like that. So if anyone comes forward and supports it, it's because our job is to make sure this goes on a mass level. And if your purpose is to, we're more than willing. Pehle, we used to really doubt, asking was a very doubtful thing, we shouldn't ask and all that. Now we've become fearless in asking, because when we're doing the work, like-minded should come and support. That's all. All we can do is ask. And so please support this project. And that's what we're trying to do, take it on a mass scale. And that's Patriji's vision. We're here for it.
Wonderful, wonderful, Amulya.
We're all here for it.
Yes, of course. No.
You must visit the PMC Hindi office. You're pending.
Yes.
You've not come to Delhi. You must come to Delhi.
Absolutely. I would love to, and I'm sure everyone would love to as well. So we will one day meet in person.
And record your experience also in Hindi.
Yes.
Your story must be heard.
Yes, absolutely.
To anyone watching, please, those who can speak Hindi, please come forward and record your experience in Hindi, so that again, on a mass level, whatever you say, that something stirs. And
yes,
we're waiting for your experience, Hari sir.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember this thing. We did a small newsletter for youth long ago, so long ago, 2007. Okay, it's a 4-page newsletter that we did when we were youth, doing college. Patri sir corrected that 4-page newsletter for 6 months. Okay, it's a kind of a torture that we've been through for those 6 pages. He used to sometimes tear those 4 pages into small pieces and throw at our faces. Okay, whatnot. So then I asked him, I got really frustrated. He used to be very friendly to us. Like, you know what? Why are you giving this much importance for this, 4 pages of newsletter? It's okay. And then he used to throw those papers for small space correction or some sort of, a word difference and, image difference or whatever. So he used to throw. Then he said, you know what is the root of this whole communism in the world? Communist countries are the biggest countries in the world. You know what is the root? It was one small pamphlet prepared by Lenin. It's not any person. It's actually a small piece of paper called pamphlet prepared by Lenin is the root of the communism across the world. So that's how powerful the subject that goes through any media. Could be a paper, it could be a book, or it could be a video. The media that goes into the public is much more influential than anything else. So what you're doing now, you don't know the value of it, but thing is, you don't know where it reaches tomorrow. So being in this space, you doing such an amazing work, and what you could express is also a small amount of what you are seeing, but what you are not seeing is happening in much more bigger way somewhere, which we all will witness one day. And I wish you all the best with PMC Hindi and all the great work that you're doing. And we'll continue to meet in this kind of platforms, and we'll definitely meet one day in person and then visit PMC Hindi. It was
Here
such
you
an
have to
immense.
come to Delhi and
Yes,
record your experience.
absolutely. And it's my pleasure to have an interaction with you today on this platform. Thank you so much to you and also the Infinity team for giving me this opportunity. With that, I'll hand it back to Kavita. Um, Thank you so much, Kavita. Over to you. Thanks, Amulya. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Harita. Thank you, Kavita.
Thank you, Amulya. Even I have a question if you have some time.
Yes, please.
Yeah, you being a young master, right? I know you have also gone through a lot of challenges. So when we pursue our passion or hobby, or if these are related to purpose of life, how one can be consistent, and how one should motivate themselves when we go through such challenges. See, coming here, being a part of pillar of PMC Hindi, I must say. So I think this message can be great inspiration for youngsters, especially.
Once you know your purpose, you're bound by just your thought that you just have to be of service. It is only that by that time when you pick a matchstick and you pick it and you have to just light it. It's just that point where you pick the matchstick and find that you strike it for a matchstick to be lit. That's all is needed.
Great.
And once it's done, you keep doing it. When you don't know it, it's difficult. You have to find motivation from outside. But once you know it, once you do it, once that feeling, that completion that you feel when you're doing that, like that first joy I found when I shared meditation, I never got that when I went to a restaurant or I did something for anything, any other activity for that matter. Maybe social service also we used to do in the past, but that didn't bring me that happiness. But when I taught meditation, when I gave wisdom, when I shared in my experience, just that experience, that's what Patriji did, right? I remember my first in 2009, 2010, when I went to Kanpur. And this was my first, I was not even serious about meditation. But we're like, okay, Patri sir is taking a session in Kanpur. We went to Kanpur. The first time, I was laughing about meditation for that matter. I was not serious about it. I'm like, okay, meditation is good. That's all. But the first time, and I was very reluctant. Sir indicated and he said, come, share your experience. And I'm like, no, sir, I don't need to share my experience. This is exactly what I did. No, I don't need to. And then he was reluctant and he said, now. I went on stage and suddenly that fear turned to freedom.
Wow.
I was feeling fearful. This was how I had sung on stage. There was no fear for me as such. I've sang in so many performances on stage. For me, coming on stage is nothing. But sharing my experience, this started happening to me. But at that point, his smile and his deep trust just shifted my energy within. And I can do this. And I shared my experience, and that joy I found, and people were listening. There were only 3 people in that hall, by the way. There were 4 people on stage and 3 people in the hall. But that joy I found, and when it translated to every single experience that I started sharing, every time I shared what I knew, that joy. And when it came to an initiative like PMC, this is just one more initiative of pssm. And because I'm connected, because when one connects to the purpose, you are but obvious you are going to be doing that day in and day out. We only talk about meditation, how to spread meditation in the whole of North India, in the world. How do we do it? Right now we're through on pmchindi.com. What we're trying to do is connect all the global centers also, because so many people who speak Hindi are watching. Those who are like those who watch TV, they need to be connected to, maybe they have a family member in Hong Kong. How will they connect? We should find a center in Hong Kong. That's just a thought, right? Again, your mind is so involved in seeing how a person can benefit. And that's all it is. You just have to find the right Sajjan Sangatya. Once you connect with your purpose, find your right Sangha. That will keep you motivated. Find your tribe. And when you're in PSSM, you always find your tribe.
Wonderful. Yeah, insightful. Definitely, indeed. So you mentioned Seva, service. What is the importance of service and how it can give happiness? I know you shared already through your experience, but if you can.
Seva is what you do. Again, it's not for others. You do it for yourself.
Definitely. Yeah.
You have what you have, you give. There's no giving and receiving here. So Seva is when you are ready. That's all is Seva. Whatever you have, you're ready to provide. Yeah. So be it if you have an extra pair of clothing, you have food, you have knowledge. That's all. You're ready to. That's what is Seva for me. And yeah, so it just drives you because you're just like, okay, I'm full. You're in abundance. You're always in the giving state. So that's what meditation brings us. It always makes us feel abundant. Even if I have 5 rupees, I'm ready to give 3 rupees. We're always in abundance. And I was just listening to Sir's interviews in the morning. There was one with Shreyan Sir where he asked about abundance, about lack and abundance. And meditation brings you in abundance. It always makes you feel full. So that is what you do, right? When you give what you have, that's Seva. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. And is Seva and duty, are they both same?
Seva is your duty. Doing service is your dharma. Because again, we're in abundance because of meditation. So you're always in a state to give. And that is your duty.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Instant questions and I got really beautiful answers. Thank you. And your life journey is really very much inspiring. Thank you. Thank you, Amulya. And
you're doing a great job in PMC English.
Thank you. Thank you. My pleasure. And we all are on the same.
Soul bearer, taking it forward. Wonderful.
Where मुझे हिंदी में आना चाहिए था. You guys could have taken care of English. देखो कैसे हो रहा है. Well, जो हो रहा है very perfect हो रहा है. So thank you, Amulya, and on the occasion of Holi, your beautiful message to our friends and to the entire world.
We're actually releasing an ad of Holi tomorrow. And basically the essence that we came up with is हर एक चीज में रंग है. हंसी ठिठोली का एक रंग है. मस्ती में होने का एक रंग है. फैमिली में होने का एक रंग है. खुद के साथ कनेक्ट करने का एक रंग है. और सारे रंगों को जोड़ने वाला that color that joins everything together is spirituality का रंग. So that is what the essence of spirituality is. When spirituality comes in the family, it becomes beautiful. And through media, I could say that the kind of media that we watch together as a family really matters. So watch PMC. If anyone has PMC and lives in India, obviously PMC, there are multiple channels. But if अगर आप हिंदी में देखना चाहते हैं, हिंदी में PMC को हिंदी को देखना चाहते हैं, तो आप PMC हिंदी टीवी पर 24/7 चैनल है. और अगर आप टीवी पर देखते हैं तो टाटा प्ले पर है चैनल नंबर 1109. और जियो टीवी पर, सिटी केबल, डेन नेटवर्क, and बस खुश रहो, होली आध्यात्म का रंग एंजॉय करो. Thank you.
Thank you, Amulya. Thank you for one more time. I'm grateful to you. Thank you, friends, for watching this wonderful episode with Amulya. And even I would love to request every one of you, all of you, please come and share your experience through Hindi channel, through English channel, and in your local languages. Thank you, everyone. Hari ji for joining, and my pranam to Brahmarshi Patriji for manifesting this, the current world of PMC and PSSM.